Okay, guys. Hey, how you doing today? Melissa here. Yeah, let's talk some more about abortion stuff, post-traumatic stress. So um, there is not enough research to cover everything that post-traumatic stress covers, right? There's not enough research because our society has not been talking about this until recently. So we definitely have common signs of post-traumatic stress. Um, and as Leandro has said, you can't have post-traumatic stress. It's only for like military people. That is so, first of all, naive, not smart in the ways of the world, as Kevin would say. But basically, there is a lot of trauma people have. Sexual abuse, too, is a huge amount of trauma for people. So to say, you really didn't go through post-traumatic stress with the abortion, that invalidates somebody's experience, right? And when we're talking about abortion in this day and age, so many people um, do not validate that abortion is life, right? We don't validate it. We don't, in our society, we don't want to even acknowledge it's a baby. We want to say, oh, it's just a sperm and egg, and it's cells. It's anything but a baby, right? So I think it's important to talk about this because we want awareness of what women go through. A lot of women do not talk about this until 20 years later, 22 years later. It's really important to talk about this. So when someone wants to invalidate your experience, you just gotta be like, okay, you just gotta realize they're ignorant. So I talked to a lady today, and she was telling me about her experience a little bit. And the nice thing about going into a post-abortive class is you are with a lot of women who, have the same symptoms. So I was with about 5 other women, and that was different from the first class where there was only me, and then another lady did join, but that class we didn't finish. So it's great to have a loving, accepting group of women with about 5 others who can say, this is what I went through and this is what my experience was, because everyone's experience is unique, but the symptoms are like 10 of them the same. I was having panic attacks too, that my husband saw and a friend saw later on. I felt like I couldn't breathe. Like with my mother's mannerism, I just felt like I could not breathe because I saw someone who reminded me of her. And this happened as I was dealing with the abortion more in New Hampshire. It was coming out, and I was panicking, and this is another symptom of, post-abortion stress, those panic attacks, flashbacks. Like I said, the vacuum would trigger thoughts of the blood I saw in the vacuum, the noise when I was laying there and turned to my left and saw not only all the blood on, the side of me, but I was reminded of the noise of the suction. And, it can be even traumatizing for a woman to hear a man say, oh, that didn't really happen. You're just, you don't really have post-traumatic stress. Men can be brutal, some of them, right? Instead of gentle with women. My husband was one of the first ones I told when he was my friend. And I told him, and he said he felt bad. He's sorry I went through that. This is when he had a heart years ago. But to have my husband know about abortion and then to allow this man, his non-attorney, to be like, oh, you didn't really have post-traumatic stress or whatever. And then to have my husband, just know what I went through with my first boyfriend. And then to turn around and leave. I mean, there's nothing like... there's nothing, I don't know anything so offensive, really, than a husband who has decided to leave and try to blame it on me. He's still saying, oh, yeah, there were just some differences we couldn't get through. What are those differences? What are they? I asked Kevin today, go ahead and name them. What are they? He basically just wants to leave. He knows that he blew it, and he doesn't want to deal with the responsibility of blowing it. So So that's kind of where it's at. And then I talked to another group of ladies last night, and we talked about some stuff too that was great to talk about. So make sure you stay in the support groups. Make sure you stay in some kind of support system where you can continually deal with this, because things like this pop up where someone's trying to tell you that you didn't really go through this. Grab some ladies that you know, get in another group, which I just started. I'm going to get into another group and talk about this with other women. And you know, God uses everything for our good, so I am going to be in another group with ladies and be talking about this further, and help bring more awareness to this and how abortion does affect women when you're killing, you know, someone's child. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys.